You are now listening to Cryptid Cocktail Party. Creatures, let's meet for a drink. It's a treat. Join us in the fight. Cryptid Cocktail Party. Cryptid Cocktail Party.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Cryptid Cocktail Party, a show where we have a few drinks, share a few laughs, take a dive into the unknown. I'm your host, Dave, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Sarge the Destroyer. How's it going, handsome?
Hello, everyone. How are we?
Is that to me or to the audience? Or both?
To you and the audience, but I know the audience can't respond, so you need to respond for them.
I'm going to assume we're all doing good. It's a Monday. Which,
I think so.
You know, this comes out on Mondays. Mondays aren't the best days, I guess. You know, it's the beginning of the work week.
Yeah.
But currently, as of right now, in the state I am in on Sunday, I'm doing pretty good. It's a kind of rainy out, kind of shitty, kind of cold. It's a typical fall day. But, you know, I think that kind of sets the mood for this episode and how it's going to go. But I'm good. I can't complain. My body is finally adjusted to not only the jet lag coming back from Japan, which was followed immediately by daylight savings time.
Yeah.
So
that was brutal.
I think I'm good physically, mentally.
What is
I'm
Japan? Is that like 20 hours?
No, it's 13, I think.
So much less than 20 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Far less.
Yeah.
Understood.
No, let's put it this way. When we came back, we left, we caught our flight from Tokyo at 5 p.m. on a Thursday. When I landed back in the United States, it was 5 p.m. on Thursday. Which will really fuck you up if you don't really expect.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Oh, all right. To be fair, we landed at 5 p.m. on Thursday in Canada, and then we went to Boston from there. But still, either way, it still sucked. It was not great. Flight was better than I thought it was going to be. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It sucked. Don't get me wrong. I made the mistake of using my tray table as a headrest to sleep, and then
Big mistake.
Oh yeah, because first of all I can't sleep on planes. I can't sleep in moving vehicles, cars, anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not great at it either.
So I was able to nod off a few times, but every time I sat up, I could just hear my spine. It sounded like a bendy straw from McDonald's if you pull it like real fast, like the. I was like, fuck, this is not great.
When I flew home from Italy, I had legroom. I had an aisle. I had the exit row.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I was able to spread my legs out. Unfortunately, there was an infant right next to me. Weirdly well-behaved infant, but two morons behind me who couldn't stop making fun quips with like they were in an episode of the Gilmore Girls, and I just wanted to murder them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had my headphones in and I could still hear these two fucking phoebes just jabbering on about nonsense.
Leave that kind of witty banter to the professionals.
Yeah, we don't need it. No one wants that. We're all coming home from vacation. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Luckily, I was just glad that the flight there and the flight back, everyone was kind enough to not open any of their windows. It was pitch black in that plane the entire time.
Yes.
And I loved every second of it. Because I swear to God,
that's the best.
Yeah, because it just even one window just floods the cabin with light, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm trying to watch Ted Lasso on this tiny screen. Fucking shut your shit, you piece of you fucking assholes.
I actually slept. I do have to say I slept on the way out to Italy because the plane was virtually empty. And so we got like, this is a giant plane flying across the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And we had whole rows empty so we could just lay down and go to sleep. So I actually did sleep on the way out. On the way home, I was fucked.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, our I'm sure the people don't care about us jet set across the world, but
yeah, right.
But anyways, how's your mundane lives going, you fucking plebes? No, just kidding.
Yeah. What's going on, you bunch of pores? I'm just kidding. I'm poor too.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not the best climate to be talking about how we're just fucking going around the world, but
well, I mean, now nobody's flying, so
yeah, that's fair. All right, let's move on from our our traveled lives. And
let's talk about something we can all appreciate. Horrifying creatures from Japan.
Yeah. Oh, so this is a bad one. No one's gonna like this. But yeah, good transition.
You know, Jeffrey Epstein, this is worse somehow.
For some, depending on what you fear, it might be a lot worse.
This creature's also on the list.
Oh, no. It is kind of a sexual predator in a sense,
stop talking.
But not in the same way like the Kappa was. Like, it's not like, it's not going to try.
It's not reaching into your butthole to steal your soul.
No, it's not reaching into that boy's soul to, to pay the troll toll. So yeah, but yeah, you brought up, so last week I had said that for the foreseeable future, most, if not all, episodes from here until the new year, or maybe even past that, will more than likely be based around the yokai of Japan.
Worth it.
Yeah, I just gotten back last week and I got inspired, Sarge. Okay. But I feel like on our Kappa episode with Believing the Bizarre Boys, I kind of just threw you and the listeners into the world of yokai without really going over like what that word means, like what it entails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I mentioned last episode, I thought I was having a stroke because you were all saying words that you all understood and I didn't understand any of them. And I was like, is there something wrong with me? Should I know this stuff?
I just got really excited to be back and I kind of jumped the gun on explaining these things to you, or like what the plans for the show were without any warning. So yokai, we've covered a couple on the show in the past. Like before your time, I did an episode on the Gashadakuru, which is a 90-foot tall skeleton made from the bones of famine victims and fallen soldiers, and it drinks the blood of its victims. Kind of like a human Go-Gurt kind of scenario. And you and I, we discussed in our Ghost Moms episode, The Legend of Oiya. I think that's how I pronounce it. It's the woman whose disfigured face haunts you by popping out when you least expect it, like behind lampshades and toilets and shit like that.
Right. Like right out of the toilet bowl.
Yeah, and now more recently we covered the Kappa. But I feel like it's my responsibility to you and the listeners to give you a little more definition to the word yokai, so that way you'll have a bit more context as we move along with this series that we're doing. So you with me so far?
Yeah. I'm firing on all cylinders.
So what is a yokai? Well, when most people hear the word yokai, they immediately think scary monster or demon that wants to kill me in the weirdest way imaginable. Which, I mean, yeah, sometimes absolutely that is the case. But the term is actually way broader than that. Yokai, oh, excuse me. Oh, this fucking this beer is not agreeing with me. Oh my God. Yokai, in the most simplest of terms, means supernatural being / phenomena. So not just monsters, you know, it includes ghosts, spirits, shapeshifters, animated objects, nature entities, local gods, and just all like the general unexplained shit that freaks people out in Japan.
I like the concept of local gods, like Steve, the god of getting your street plowed after a snowfall.
Growing up in New England, we all had a Steve, and he was always technically a god to all of us.
Yeah. And you appeased him with like, you know, a pie.
Yeah. Or you give him a sixer of whatever his favorite beer is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on your parents.
Yeah. That's your offering to the god of Steve. No, the word yokai is made up of the kanji yo, which pretty much just means like strange, bewitching, and uncanny, and kai, which means mysterious or suspicious. So together, it roughly means, and I think this is right, mysterious, uncanny, otherworldly beings or occurrences.
Okay. Now,
the yokai aren't always the villains. They can be, but you know, they again, it's a broad term. So they can be funny, helpful, violent, horny, or just sometimes they're just like dudes minding their own business in the forest. Now, while there's no like real universal system to categorize them, the different types of yokai are most commonly broken down into 4 big subcategories. You got the Yuri or the Onri, which are your ghosts and spirit types, which include the Oiya, which we covered, or the Okiku, which is a ghost in a well that counts plates and will come for you if you interrupt her spooky math. Then you got the shapeshifters, or the Bakamono, or Hengi, I think is how it's pronounced. This one's pretty straightforward. It's animals or beings that can transform. It's shapeshifters. We all know what they are.
Okay.
Next, you got the nature spirits, aka the Tsushigami or Mononoke. These are creatures or entities tied to like rivers, mountains, forests. This is like the category that the Kappa would fall into. And
okay, yeah.
And lastly, you have the possessed/animated objects, or the Tsukumogami. I swear to God, I did look up how to pronounce these. I'm just bad at remembering things. These are my favorite because it's just wild. Basically, they're just regular household items that, when ignored, come alive after 100 years. Examples of
Do you ever get the impression that in Japan, everyone's just really bored?
Yeah. No, it's 100%.
So like they just come up with like a ghost that lives in your well and counts plates. Why? Why are the plates in the well to begin with?
Well, you got to think, this is all like, this is all ancient as shit. And it's kind of like how it's like, to me, I don't know if this is true, but this is how I kind of think about it. It's kind of like how all ancient civilizations kind of had like an explanation for things that they couldn't explain because they didn't have science.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Either that
Gotcha.
or
right. Okay.
Either that or they're really just all cautionary tales. Most yokai are cautionary tales through and through.
I am jealous. Like, I wish I came from a place where there was like a ghost that lived in a well, rather than coming from a society where like you have to behave yourself, or a guy who got nailed to a lowercase t will send you down to hell. I'd rather the plate ghost myself.
Well, we can still, these things still exist. You can still believe in them.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to just choose to believe in yokai.
I mean, why not? Fuck it. So we got the Tsukumogami.
It's no less absurd than an entire Bible.
It's really not. Now, can I give you these examples now?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So we got the Tsukumogami, which again, these are household items that when you ignore them come alive after 100 years, which you're going to be dead by then. So it doesn't really matter. But examples of this would be the Chochinobaki, which are lanterns that grow faces and just scream at you. Or my personal favorite is the Karakasa Obaki, which is a hopping one-eyed umbrella with a long-ass tongue. And it's probably horny. I don't really know that much about it. I just like the imagery of it. So yokai doesn't just mean scary monster. It's a catch-all term for any sort of supernatural weirdness in Japan. Kind of like the Ozwong, that kind of like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's like if Tim Burton made a country.
You're just thinking, yeah, sure. We'll go with that. I'm sure that's not offensive. Maybe.
I don't think it is. I mean, he's really creative.
That's true. Except for, didn't you do that one Planet of the Apes movie and it was really bad?
Yeah, we pretend that didn't happen is what we do.
All right, so now you kind of have a general understanding of what yokai are, what they represent, their definitions, and kind of how to break them down. All right, so now with that all out of the way, are you ready to dive into this week's episode?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. I'm hoping this time we get to hear about like an appliance that becomes personified, because that actually sounds really fun.
Oh no, this is a full-on nightmare. You're gonna hate every second of this fucking story. So our story begins.
I hate it.
Our story begins in the mountains of Izu. Tucked away in its cedar forest sits Joran Falls. Now, travelers describe the area as beautiful, but feeling unusually still, which is kind of weird for a spot where there's a fucking waterfall. Usually they're pretty torrented.
Yeah.
They describe it almost as like watchful, as if like the landscape knows you're there and is waiting to see kind of like what you do. Now, for centuries, locals regarded the falls with a sense of like wariness. People seem to vanish there pretty frequently, or at least enough that it pretty much became a tradition to like warn people about it, which I guess is often enough. One of those warnings was a story of a young lumberjack who stopped at the falls to take a rest. I get it. Chopping wood sucks. You need a break here and there. So he set down his axe, and because gravity is decidedly not your friend, it slipped into the pool below. Now, before he could fish it out, the most beautiful woman he had ever seen rises from the mist. She returns his axe to him and only asks one thing in return: tell no one. And he agrees. Now, days go by, and he's true to his word, but as is tradition, he got hammered and started flapping his big dumb mouth and told pretty much the whole village what had happened by the falls. The next morning, he was found in his bed, just the most dead. There's
fucking idiot.
No wounds, no struggle, just politely removed from existence. The locals started whispering about what could have done this, but they already knew. The woman this young man met at the falls, she wasn't human. She was a Jorogumo. Are you familiar with this? I'm assuming no.
Absolutely not. You're correct.
Okay. You want to take a guess at what it is? It's not great.
I feel like anytime I would guess in a situation like this, it would just be somewhat racially offensive, not on purpose, but just as a matter of course. So I'm going to hold my tongue.
No, hold on. Now I want you to flesh that. What? What?
Because here's the thing. This is a culture that I have no understanding of.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by like everything you bring up, but I don't want to try and assume, because I don't know a lot about this culture. So maybe I would say something that would be offensive without me meaning for it to be offensive, but I'm too stupid to know what I said was offensive, so I can't apologize for it until I find out. So it's better if I just shut up.
Okay.
And not offend anyone in Japan.
All right, so we're going to tell you what it is.
Because right now I'm really digging this whole thing.
Yeah.
I actually really like all of this stuff, but I don't want to fuck it up by being a white American.
So the Jorogumo is a fucking nightmare. She would fall into the category of shapeshifting yokai. Now, in its disguised form, the Jorogumo appears as a beautiful young woman, elegant, well-dressed, composed. Her clothing and demeanor usually reflecting like the taste of the era: a formal kimono, refined speech, graceful posture. Nothing about her seems threatening, which I guess is kind of the point. Now, her true form, however, not great. When revealed, she is what can only be described as a giant fucking spider with the torso or head of a human fused onto the body. And to make it worse, in Edo period illustrations, she's surrounded by swarms of smaller, sometimes fire-breathing spiders, which suggests that she might have command over spiders as well, like a sort of like an arachnid queen, if you will. Now, obviously, being a giant shed-sized spider, she could immobilize or straight up kill a human pretty easily. She's got like thick spidery limbs, strong silk, venom to paralyze its victims before feeding, which we'll get into in more detail later. But, Sarge, it doesn't end there. More elaborate folklore give her additional abilities. Not only can she shapeshift from Pennywise's true form to a beautiful woman, she can shapeshift into anything: a friend, family member, a mother carrying an infant, and she can also conjure up false surroundings. So anything to lower the guard of her intended target. Yeah, it sucks. It's not great. And because of her ability to appear as fully human, she rarely announces herself through force. Like, she relies fully on seduction, conversation, or hospitality to draw people into her territory, which could be anything from a house in the woods, a remote pool, or even just a quiet room. Only when it's too late does the illusion fade and the human form slips, revealing the nightmarish spider human hybrid thing beneath.
This is awesome.
Now, once she has you in her lair, home, whatever you want to call it, Well, that sucks because she's going to eat you. And it's just as shitty as you would think. First, what she does, she injects you with her venom as any good spider would. Not killing you, just paralyzing you because you will be alive for most of this. Now, once paralyzed, you'll be wrapped up in a lovely silk wrap while she leisurely sucks out both your innards and life force, leaving only a hollowed out husk.
So like me on a Monday.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Other stories say sometimes she doesn't even eat you. Instead, what she does, she plants eggs inside the still living victim, and her young, once they hatch, will feast on you instead. It's not great. And according to some accounts, after feeding,
it's the worst.
After feeding, she secretes some sort of venom or acid to dissolve your corpse, or remember those fire-breathing spiders she may or may not be in control of?
Yeah.
They come in and they burn your corpse to ash, ensuring your body is never found. which is why that story from up top, like the people that went vanishing by the falls without a trace, that could be the reason why. Maybe, I don't really know. You seem like you have a lot of emotions right now. Would you like to get some of those out?
I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this actually. So I've been really fascinated with the parasitic wasp community.
Okay.
In how they like inject their eggs into creatures, and then those creatures then become manipulated by them and do things to make it easier for the eggs to eat the animal from the inside out. Like, it's just a very fascinating concept to me. Obviously horrifying. I'm not like, oh, this sounds great, I'd like this to happen to me. But it's just fascinating to learn about. And like the bacteria, or no, it's a fungus that infects ants, and it makes them crawl to the top of a leaf so birds will eat them and shit them out so that their seeds will get spread further.
No, I know.
So this is great. This is so cool.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want it to happen to me, but it's this guy's own fault for fucking talking about it. Let this be a lesson to all you wood choppers out there. You're out in the woods cutting wood and you drop your axe in a pool and a beautiful woman gives it back to you and says, don't talk about it. You don't fucking talk about it.
Sarge, I think you already got kind of like the gist of what this story kind of is cautionarying about, maybe?
I mean, I get it. I watch The Sopranos. You don't talk about shit.
I will say, I'm glad you're enjoying this because as someone who has a deep fear of spiders, this is my worst nightmare. I hate everything about this. And if I could
I'm terrified of spiders. I'm terrified of them too.
Yeah, if I could do this all over again, I probably would have chosen the hopping umbrella with the one eye and the tongue.
The Tim Burton umbrella?
Yeah. Now, the Jorogumo shows up periodically throughout Edo period storytelling, usually as a lesson in what happens when beauty, wilderness, and hubris intersect. And more often than not, these stories, they seem to follow like a familiar arc throughout, as most good cautionary tales do. It's usually a lone traveler crosses paths with a mysterious but sexy lady. Their fascination overpowers their caution. And by the time she's tongue deep in your guts and not in a fun way, it's too late. All right. But not
Here's
all.
the lesson. Anytime you see a beautiful woman when you're hiking, she's probably bad.
Sarge, you're getting it. I love this. You're getting this whole thing.
Yeah.
But not all stories end with you getting tongue fucked by a spider lady. I got a couple of the more enduring encounters with the Jorogumo to share with you. One of the more well-known stories of an encounter with her is that of a young samurai who was assigned to the night watch of a remote estate. Now, around midnight, he notices a young woman approaching, pale, elegant, definitely not a spider, and carrying a baby wrapped in cloth. The woman begged the samurai to hold her child, explaining that she needed help, but only for a moment. Now, the samurai, he's not buying it. Something about the whole situation seems off, so he refuses, but the woman keeps pressing him. The samurai, again, is like, no, get out of here. He's basically acting like a glorified bouncer at this point. He's like, just move along, lady.
Yeah. Just put the baby on the ground, you fucking jackass.
Yeah, but she keeps insisting and continues towards the guard. Now, the samurai, again, sensing that something isn't quite right, draws his sword and slashes her. And that's when the illusion just full on breaks down. She lets out a loud, inhuman shriek and takes off, scrambling up the walls and into the rafters. So the next morning at first light, the samurai and the other guards, they search the building, and somewhere in the attic, they discover not the remains of a young woman, but a massive dead spider. Now, they don't just find that. They find that she's surrounded by the, I guess, withered remains of dozens of missing townspeople, half-eaten and wrapped in silk.
Oh, God. Another
famous story comes to us from far to the north in what is now Sendai, where there is a deep pool called the Kashikabuchi. I think I pronounced that right, Kashikabuchi. Well, sure. It's also known as the Clever Abyss. Now, the story goes that a man was walking by the ravine when suddenly he feels something thin and sticky wind around his leg. Thinking it's nothing more than a vine he got tangled, and he reaches down to get it off, but when he touches it, he realizes, nope, this is a big-ass thread of spider silk. So, thinking fast, the man reaches for his knife and cuts the thread and then ties the severed end to a nearby tree stump. Then, not even like a heartbeat later, the tree stump is ripped from the ground and yanked straight into the water as if it weighed nothing. The man took this as a pretty clear sign, probably should get the hell out of here. God. And as he was running away, he heard a woman's voice call out, Kashikoi, Kashikoi, which translates to clever, clever, which is how it got its namesake. Now, locals took that.
I like that she just gave up after that. She's like, all right,
I think
I'll just take this tree stump. That's fine.
I think she was impressed. Locals took the witty retort as a sign that the Jorogumo respected the man's quick thinking. I'm sure this is probably the only time someone has done that to her. And if it happened like that, I'd be impressed too. Like, that's pretty funny. Okay. You'd be like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Now later, shrines and small torii gates were put up around the area, not to like banish her, but to appease her, just to, stay on her good side, I guess.
Yeah.
But
like you do.
Before we move on, how we feeling so far about this nightmare?
I'm really feeling better and better. I know you said this is the worst, and I get it because spiders are terrifying, but I kind of respect the game that, like, if you're smarter than her or like you outsmart her, she's like, all right, you can go.
Yeah. It's kind of like, well, I mean, in that second one, in the first one, he just fucking slashed her with a katana.
Well, it's her own fault. She was really pressing him about this fucking baby.
Yeah.
I don't want to see your baby. I don't want to carry it. I don't want to touch it.
In different tellings of that samurai story, he accepts the baby and is holding it, and he realizes that it's unnaturally heavy and also very cold. And when he opens it, and when he takes the cloth out from over its face, it's just a bunch of spiders, and he gets covered in spiders.
Oh,
I don't like that story. Yeah, it's not great.
Oh, I hate that one. I'm glad you didn't tell me that one.
Well, I mean, I technically just did, so it still ends the same.
No, but I mean, don't go into any further detail because I found a ball at Daddy Longlegs one time, and it bothered me for weeks.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah. But
yeah. I also didn't describe it for your sake.
Thank you. I appreciate it. But beneath all the hypnotic beauty and the Cronenberg-esque body horror, stories of the Jorogumo, like all good folklore, were built to teach a lesson. Cautionary tales about desire, judgment, and the trouble dudes tend to get into when they think with their dicks instead of their head. And historically,
fair.
Her name said the quiet part out loud. In the early days, the most common spelling of Jorogumo literally translated to prostitute spider, so not subtle. Just that she's hot, she's dangerous, and she will absolutely ruin your life. Over time, her name was rewritten with different characters to now mean entangled bride, which sounds more poetic, but still kind of gives off the same vibe. Like, her entire shtick is just weaponizing attraction.
Yeah.
She targets young men using beauty to relax them before sucking them dry. Again, not in a fun way. And the moral of this being that if you meet a mysterious 10 out of 10 woman alone in the absolute middle of nowhere, just don't be an idiot. That's pretty much.
Do not talk to her.
Yeah.
Because nothing good will come from your conversation.
Yeah. These stories also serve to reinforce like social warnings, like beautiful strangers, especially ones that are down to fuck, might be hiding danger. They reflected society's anxieties about sex, especially with sex workers who were both desired and considered risky at that time. And even if the stories weren't literally about prostitution, like the symbolism is pretty loud and clear.
Yeah, right on the nose, honestly.
But these
you get entangled in their web of desire.
But these stories aren't just warnings about getting some strange from a literal nightmare of mine. They are also a warning about how nature can be beautiful but kill you without hesitation. Waterfalls are gorgeous, but they're also slippery as hell. Forests are peaceful and very easy to die alone in. So by personifying natural danger as a hot woman that can seduce you with beauty and then kill you, the folklore makes the invisible risks more tangible. Like, if you just got to respect nature or it will kill you. So in short, I guess,
yeah,
beauty can kill, and the stories of the Jorogumo just make sure you don't forget that. If that makes sense.
Right. I think there could be like a modern version that we can do with Mount Washington. Hear me out. So every year around this time of year, there's at least one news story about some fucking chuckleheads who thought, oh, I'll go climb Mount Washington. It's only 5,000 feet. It can't possibly kill me.
No.
And then they die.
Well, I mean,
and a bunch of people have to go rescue their stupid fucking corpse because they were too stupid to recognize that this is the one mountain in the entire United States that is the most dangerous place to climb. Not because it's particularly high off the ground or particularly treacherous to get up to, but once you get past a certain area, for some reason, the weather just decides it's not your day to survive. And so people are constantly dying.
Well, isn't like some of like the strongest winds and also coldest temperatures recorded on Earth on top of Mount Washington? Yeah.
I don't know about the coldest temperatures, but I know for a fact the fastest wind speed ever recorded on this planet was recorded at the top of Mount Washington.
Yeah. What I mean, if my
it's not fun.
Listen, Sarge, if my car can climb Mount Washington and get a bumper sticker, why can't I climb Mount Washington and get a bumper sticker? All right. I think I deserved it.
Yeah, no, that's true. If your Honda Accord can make it up there, you certainly can.
So Sarge, you're probably wondering where is this lady now? I don't mean like in physical proximity to you. I just mean like in as far as like in today's modern world, like standing.
I'm guessing that she is a all-female K-pop band.
I wish I would. I love K-pop Demon Hunter so much.
Dude, that movie was great.
So good.
That movie was fucking awesome. I was really surprised because I normally don't like that kind of stuff, but I loved it.
Yeah, but it was the same animation studio as Spider-Verse, so it makes sense. It was great. Anyway, so the Jorogumo. Where does she stand today in the modern world? Well, today she's still lurking around, not so much behind waterfalls waiting to liquefy horny dudes, but she's there, you know. Maybe not in name, but an archetype at least. Like the anime Demon Slayer has a mother spider demon, which is clearly inspired by her imagery. Same for the villain Black Maria in One Piece, who transforms into a giant spider woman hybrid thing. Now, outside of media, she's become a favorite in tattoo culture as a representation of the duality of beauty and danger. And just to blur the line between legend and reality, the very real-world spider, known as Trichonophila clavata, which is a very large golden yellow orb weaver in Japan, is nicknamed the Joro spider. And I hate it. I saw a bunch of these while walking through shrines and shit like that. And you don't notice them until they're right in fucking front of you, and it sucked, and I hated it, and I will burn that fucking whole country down because of that one spider. It sucks. I hate it so much. And the worst is that like you're like, oh, there's look at this cool like fucking thing in the woods, and you're like, you go to take a picture of it, you're like, oh, I can't go into the woods because I will get murdered by this thing. They're actually not very dangerous, but anyways, I just got out of a rant, dude. They were everywhere, and I was so bummed out.
See, I feel bad for you because like at least with me, like I can look at a spider and be like, oh, that's really cool. I won't touch it because the feeling of spider webs and spiders themselves on my skin makes me want to throw up. But I like to look at them from a distance.
Hold on, Sarge.
In the same way that I feel like a lot of people like to look at like a car wreck, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
It horrifies you, but you like to see it.
Yeah. All right, Sarge. Well, there you have it. That is the story of the prostitute spider, aka you know what I'm trying to say.
Spider's a whore.
Yeah. How you feeling? How you liking this?
I was feeling a lot better until I looked up the Joro spider. It's yellow and scary. I don't like it.
And they're so big.
Ugh. No, honestly, I love this story. This is the kind of shit I absolutely love about folklore, especially folklore from other countries, because I feel like the folklore here in America and in Western Europe, it's like folklore that like we're exposed to on a regular basis in one way or another as children. So like it doesn't really fuck with us as much.
It doesn't hit as
But
hard.
when you hear folklore from other places in the world, then it's terrifying because you're not familiar with it.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like this spider lady's fucking great. I love it. I love the idea that this is giant horrifying spider that turns into a beautiful woman just to kill you.
It does have a very but I made it a passing joke, but it has a very Pennywise vibe to it, right? Like,
it really does.
It has.
I wonder if Stephen King like knew a little bit about this when he wrote, like if he was inspired by this.
Yeah, well, you know the amount of cocaine he was doing. He was probably reading everything and anything. Like,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, he's probably doing a couple of books a day, in between 400 lines a day. You know.
Yeah. All right, Sarge. Well, that is today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone listening enjoyed it. It's a good one, I think. I feel like it bummed me out sufficiently. I'm sure it bummed out a lot of I feel like I probably should have put like an arachnophobia warning at the beginning of it, but I feel like if I did that, you wouldn't have been as surprised as to what.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have appreciated the story.
Yeah.
Because I think it was a good story in general. I like it overall. I think it was great.
It's a good story. All right. Well,
it just makes me want to go to Japan. Every time we do this, I want to go to Japan more.
For now, what I want from you, Sarge, is you ready for this? Are you ready? You got anything you want to plug, baby? What do you want the people to know about you? Yeah.
I don't necessarily have anything to plug, but I do have like one more thing I want to throw out there to everybody. So I went to Rhode Island Comic-Con this weekend.
Hell yeah.
I was a guest of the very lovely and always funny Jeremy London. He invited me and my daughter. And so we went and I brought my sons because they wanted to go, and Maynard was there too because he and I have collaborated with Jeremy in the past. And there was this massive line that wrapped all the way around the building. Jeremy's like, fuck that. Come to my hotel, which is connected to the venue. He walked us through like all these back rooms and everything. And then boom, we're right there on the floor, completely empty convention floor as everyone was still waiting in line to get in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
If you got any pictures,
had an amazing time. I do have one picture. I didn't go too crazy because he actually introduced me to some of my favorite TV show actors of all time, the cast of My Name is Earl.
We need to get him back on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll shoot him a text. I'm actually going to see him on Tuesday. I'm taking him around Boston, giving him a little tour.
Tell him if he comes to Philly soon to hit me up. We'll hang out.
Yeah, we'll do. Absolutely. He only lives in Florida, and he actually drove up here for this convention, and then he's driving to upstate New York. Yeah, dude, he's a wild man. I love him.
If you want to follow Sarge on social media,
Jeremy London a follow on social media.
Sarge the Destroyer on all platforms.
Really good guy, really funny guy.
If you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram at Cryptic Cocktail, TikTok Cryptic Cocktail Party. Please leave us a rating and review. It really helps. We actually got a couple in the past few days. Next week, I'll probably read a few, give a few shout outs. And I think that's it. With that out of the way, Sarge, you want to say goodbye and I love you to the audience?
Goodbye, and I love you.